Pleasure to meet you, sir.
I always remember Bill Pullman's blood-curdling scream during that scene. Classic. Casper, released in 1995 and is directed by Brad Silberling, who directed such films as A City of Angels, An Ordinary Man, and A Series of Unfortunate Events. The Jim Carrey film version, not the Netflix version. The film stars Christina Ricci, Bill Pullman, Kathy Moriarty, Eric Idle, and the voices of Malachi Pearson, Joe Napote, Joe Alaskey, and Brad Garrett. Fatso. So the first thing I realized when I watched this movie is that this movie takes place in the great state of Maine. Oh, Maine. A couple years ago I vacationed there. Best place on the planet. At least Bar Harbor, Maine was. We didn't go anywhere else, but oh gosh, the ocean, the seafood. It brought back good memories watching this film. And then plus, thinking about it, I haven't seen this movie for at least 10 years. Probably more. But I remember when this film was originally released, it was everywhere. Merchandising was everywhere, and I watched it all the time. I particularly remember the Pizza Hut merchandise that they had. They had little cups, but then they also had these little glow-in-the-dark figurines. I want to say I had like 3 out of the 4 of them. I could never find Stretch. Ever. Weren't the best quality toys. I do remember eating a lot of Pizza Hut back then, though. And I'm paying for it now. But again, this was one of those movies that I would pop into the VCR a couple of times a day. Probably due in part to the hour-and-a-half runtime. And that's probably the aspect that I'm going to compliment this film on the most. The pacing of this film is perfect. It moves along so smoothly. It's a very quick movie, but you don't feel like you're missing anything. You feel like everything is fleshed out. With all the characters that you see, you get a good fleshed out background from them. Casper was only a kid when he passed away, and apparently he was a super nice kid. Like, really, really nice. But he's been a ghost for so long, and he's extremely lonely. So when Kat and her dad arrive at the mansion, you can tell that he is just overjoyed, and I would be too. And Kat, of course, is just a teenager who's been bouncing from school to school and never staying in one place long enough to make a friend. Another person who just feels lonely. I mean, they're the perfect match. You know, other than the whole dead ghost thing. And Dr. Harvey's motivation as to why he goes around searching for ghosts to try to help them cross over is a very heart-wrenching reason. Yes, he goes around searching for ghosts, but what he's really looking for is his deceased wife. He just wants to see her one more time. And as a kid, not a storyline that I really grasped to, but here as an adult, yeah, that's the best storyline of the movie. And I think Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman have great chemistry with each other as father and daughter. And Christina Ricci is so young. Like, you forget how young these actors used to be. So this is a straight-up family film. But I do think that this is the type of family film that everyone can enjoy. You get the fun, energetic wiggle spots in this movie, like the fencing with the household appliances, but you also get some adult, heavy, emotional moments, especially when we're down in the basement of the mansion. And those always make the best family films, when you have storylines that the kids can be engaged with, and also the adults can be too. Not just constant fart and poop jokes. So I'm actually shocked at how much I remembered from this film. Like, as the lines were happening, they came right back to me. And actually, some of the lines made more sense to me now as an adult than when they did when I was a kid. Have you ever done that with old movies that you used to watch? Oh, when you were a kid, you're watching a movie and then they say a line, you know, oh, it's supposed to be funny, so I'm gonna laugh at it. And then as an adult, you listen to it again, you go, oh, that's really raunchy. They put that in a kid's film? Again, that's why this generation is so messed up today. All these subliminal messages hidden in movies. I'll tell you one thing that I didn't realize when I was a kid was just how funny Eric Idle was. He is a comedic genius. His timing is impeccable. You can't teach that. And he's probably the standout to me from this film as the sidekick henchman to Kerrigan, who talks like this all the time like I have emphysema. Oh, dips. Oh, God. I'm not doing that voice again. But you know, probably the best thing that I realized about this film? It's part of the Ghostbusters canon. Yes. You forgot, didn't you? Casper's in there with Slimer. How they got that cameo, I have no idea, but it was awesome. So guys, in the end, Casper was an enjoyable watch for me as an adult, just as it was when I was a kid. This movie actually holds up. I was shocked. Like, I was expecting this to be just a stupid kid's film, like, oh, Caleb, why did you like that when you were a kid? But no, after watching it, I realized I had a smile on my face and I was just happy. The vocal performances of the ghostly trio are great, and then the Casper storyline is just something that you can sink your teeth in and you can just root for Casper. Even if he does say creepishly to Cat, "Can I keep you?" Like, dude, you don't say that to a girl. But it was a fun rewatch for me, and I definitely recommend rewatching it for you if you haven't seen it in years. So I'm gonna give Casper 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I randomly select which movie I'm watching next. Let's take a look. Ooh, The Fountain. This is gonna be weird. I've watched this movie once, and it's one of those movies where you go, I have no idea what I just watched, but I did like watching it. I believe it's Darren Aronofsky, which all of his films are of that caliber. You just go into his movies and you go, okay, yeah, this is nice to look at. Whoa, what just happened? And I know that it's starring Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz, 2 actors that I really enjoy, so I'm excited to check it out again. We'll see it next time. So everyone, have you seen Casper? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. And make sure you stay tuned for my Journey to episode 100 and Beyond series, where from episode 71 to 100, I'm going to be going over a 30 movies a day listing. All of these will be released leading up to episode 100, so please stay tuned for that. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of The Fountain. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.